Welcome to the SPV Podcast. I am Freeman. This is podcast number 6. Thanks for joining us. And on this podcast, we're going to feature Annihilator. Annihilator's most recent release on SPV was the album entitled Metal. It came out in 2007 in Europe, then it came out in January of 2008 over here in the States. Recently, I had the chance to speak with Jeff Waters, the main man of Annihilator, and we talked about the beginnings of Annihilator, what Annihilator's up to now, the metal record, Jeff's guitar collection, and we even touched on the new Metallica CD, his thoughts and feelings on what that one's going to be like. So it's a pretty cool interview. I want you to hang around and listen to it. And in addition to the interview, we'll feature a couple tracks off the Metal CD, and I also want to give you your chance to win something from us here at SPV and Annihilator. The prize that we have up for grabs is an autographed copy of the Annihilator Metal CD. If you want to win a copy, all you have to do is answer the trivia question, how many special guests are on the Annihilator album Metal? You can do that. Send me an email with your answer and all your contact info to podcast@spvmarketing.com. That's podcast@spvmarketing.com. I'll pull a few winners at random, and you will receive an autographed copy of the Annihilator CD Metal. Well, let's go ahead and kick off this podcast with one of the songs from the Annihilator album Metal. We're going to do Downright Dominates, track 4 on the CD, and it features Alexi Laiho of Children of Bodom. And you're listening to it right here on the SPV Podcast. That was Annihilator's song Downright Dominate, and you're listening to the SPV Podcast, number 6. This is the Annihilator edition. Thanks for tuning in. Right now we are going to get into the interview with Jeff Waters of Annihilator, but before we do, I want to remind you again about the giveaway. You need to send an email to podcast@spvmarketing.com. That's podcast@spvmarketing.com. Answer the trivia question, which is, how many special guests are on the Annihilator album Metal? I'll pull a couple names at random from the entries to the contest. If I pull your name, you'll win a copy of the Annihilator CD Metal signed by Jeff Waters. Right now, let's go ahead and get into the interview. This is part 1. Then after that, we'll come back and we'll hear another Annihilator song. Then we'll hear part 2, and we'll wrap up the podcast for you. All right, I've been talking enough, so here it is, part 1 of the interview with Jeff Waters from Annihilator, right here on the SPV Podcast. We're here with Jeff Waters from Annihilator. How's it going, Jeff?
Very good, John. Good to be here.
Well, I guess the first question is, what's been going on with Jeff Waters and Annihilator lately?
Well, I guess when we had our run for the metal record in '07, we did almost 100 shows for it, all outside of North America, and then we had a release here, of course, in the States, January or February of '08 through SPV. But I haven't been able to get, I think because the album was out so much later than Europe, almost half a year later than the release in Europe. The wind was gone before it even set to sail or set to sea or whatever the heck you want to call it. You know, it seemed like, all right, we'll come back to the States and we'll get some tours and we got a good agency and we got some good friends and other really cool metal bands that want to take us. But we just decided, you know, we're going to have to back out of the touring, try again until the next record, and then release it simultaneously with the European and Japanese release next time. So it comes out at the same time. Hopefully the new Annihilator will be out in early February of '09.
All right, early February of '09, so you're in the studio now working on it?
Yeah, just popping back and forth between, shows, festivals in Europe and stuff like that. We got something coming up in July, and that's the only show in the near future for us. Get to concentrate on new music.